Hey guys, this is War Machine 395 here with a video review. Glad to say I'm back, by the way. It's been a long 4 months. Anyway, I guess it's over 4 months now. Anyway, I'm back with a video review, this time of the high-grade Universal Century Blue Destiny Unit 2. So it's this guy here. Alright, so this guy was made back in 2007. Makes him a little older than some of the... well, you get what I'm getting at. Wasn't made yesterday. Anyway, I think the mold's actually a little older than that. So I think the Blue Destiny Unit 1 came out first, if I had to guess. Because this is evidently, like, when you look at the build, you'll see where it's definitely got all the parts to build the BD-1 in it, or where it's based upon a pre-existing kit with add-on parts. Anyway, so this is the kit here. It is, first off, I'll mention that it has really fantastic parts separation, but no real, how do I put it, color variations. Like all the part separation is really there quite thoroughly. Now you have 3-part shoulders. The guns and the chest are separate, and white top to the cockpit. And the chest is basically a sandwich, but then the backpack is separate as well, but it's the same color. The skirts are same part, so those are pretty simple. Lower legs, the sides on the legs, those are all one part on this side and 3 on this side. So it's, and then the vents and stuff. Now when you get down here, like the ankles, you look at these, this is completely separate from the foot. Like the bottom of the foot, separate parts. And that really could have been a different color, I guess, but where it's an older mold, maybe not. And those joints in here, those are still blue, and those joints in the elbow get like white and blue. It's kind of an odd thing, really. Anyway, so it definitely isn't really in the right colors, but the part separation is there to make it really easy to paint if you wanted to. So with that in mind, I think we best get on to articulation. First off, this guy's head uses that older style ball joint with just the hinge at the base of the neck. It allows it to rock forward and backwards. So ball joint at the top, hinge at the bottom, and it gets the quote-unquote chicken movement quite easily. And it can rotate full 360. The neck is long enough, the chin does not have to touch anything, and overall, I think that's quite a well-proportioned head to torso kind of thing. It works out quite well. Basically, the shoulders here have a fairly simple in-shoulder joint. It's just the more modern, typical thing. Basically polycap with the hole in the middle, pegs on both sides, sandwiched in the torso and a peg down through them, which allows this to swing up, down, and forwards and backwards fairly easily. It's pretty limited by comparison with some of the newer kits, but it's still there, so it's nice. The shoulders, so basically at their max the shoulder armor can get up that high, and then the arms swing up that much. Alright, so it's not altogether that bad. It's pretty much human articulation if you think about it. So the shoulder joint, you can reach either, just like a human can, but you have to rotate the whole thing. Alright, so from there it rotates below the shoulder, full 360. No problem there. Elbows are double jointed, and you get almost a full 180. Not bad for an older kit, right? Alright, so then the waist. notice if you look really close the waist here, I can push that all the way down, but it seems this red piece is catching on something no matter what I do, really. So you got that little air gap if you look at it closely. It's kind of annoying. It's just faintest of things there, and if you just look closely at it for too long, you can see through it. Anyway, so basically you can get about 30 degrees rotation at the waist before it hits the red jewel bit at the waist. But if you pop it up a little more, you can rotate all the way around, no trouble. And popped up a little bit, the waist can wiggle back and forward with relative ease. So it's pretty good. At the waist, you have some more modern-esque articulation. The waist here uses an older system, which gave the hips a little wobble, right? Swaying hips, right there. Notably, they're still on ball joints, however, so you can only go this far with the splits, really. Forward until you catch on the front skirts earlier, and about this much because you're hitting the inside of the waist. So you can see that there. So that's pretty good though, really. 90 degrees, and then back until you hit the back skirt right here. So not a lot back, maybe 5-10 degrees. And then the knees, you can kick yourself in the backpack with very easily. And that is, I'd say, I don't know, maybe a 60-degree bend and straight again. It's not too bad, really. And then on to the ankles here. Now these are kind of different, actually. Building these were very interesting. Basically, you can swing forward and back, side to side, and you can see where the ankle inside is kind of elongated in a way, and so the ankle armor, which swings up and down too, seems to is anchored solidly on the foot itself, so that moves with the foot rather than attached to the leg, which is, like I said, kind of different. And the toe, the forward part of the toe here, or did anyway, the way it's built, you can bend the toe forward just like that. It's a little stiff. So, alright, so that's pretty cool. Makes it possible to do that kind of forward lunge pose with not anyway, I just want to point this out because it's kind of neat. If you look just under the ankle armor there, you can note some hydraulics within the ankle there, which is kind of neat. They're just molded in. But it's a nice touch nonetheless. Beyond that, we have some accessories for this guy, which really help him out a bit. Alright. Right here we have the backpack, which is actually a separate part because there is a pre-existing backpack on there that comes for the BD-1. But, so basically, the BD-2 backpack just plugs in over top of it, which is kind of neat in concept. So it's, I'm sure some of you have seen the 8th MS team, where the gyms, the gym ground types have one backpack type, and then the Gundams have a different backpack type. It's that same concept, just kind of one over the other. And that brings me to another point, too, as well, that aesthetically this guy is very similar to the ground Gundam. If I say they were exactly the same, Caboose would hunt me down, but no, they're a little different still. If you look at the torso, they're different there. Shoulders are definitely different. They're a little tighter here. And the parachute ties are smaller. and the legs are a little sleeker on some level. Alright, I'm back again. I think my camera just kind of stalled on me. Anywho, as I was gone, the 8th MS team comparisons. If you go any further, I think Caboose will hunt me down and kill me. So, I have to move on. I think you saw me pegging in the shield attachment here. It actually doesn't rotate at all. You have this interesting little peg that slides in on the side. So, no rotation there. It's solid. And then you have the usual offending shield attachment that tends to slide out if you hold it upside down too much. But this is quite nice, really. As soon as I can get it lined up. Now, you'll notice this is comparable to some of the shields you see in mid to late UC, I guess. Stuff like the kind of Mark II shield. I guess, damn it, I'm running into shoulder armor here. Anywho, it is a little bit different. These bits on the side here, those are usually solid rather than the gaps. So it's slightly altered from the usual mold for those. From there, with the shield and the backpack, you also have a beam rifle right here. Okay, it's pretty ARC 78-2 looking. Scope's a bit different, smaller, sleeker, but the beam rifle handle and quite a bit of the rest is quite similar still. Alright, and for that you have a trigger finger hand. Now, to use that, you actually have to change out the hand covers. So it only came with 2 hand covers and 3 hands. Both of the other hands are open fist for holding beam sabers. In fact, that's probably the best possible pose you can have for this guy, is the beam saber wielding bit. It's almost nonsense to hold a rifle with this because it looks bloody cool with beam sabers. We're getting there though. Right, see if I can get the hand cover off. It's a little stiff. There we go. Pretty good. And slide the shield off actually. See if we can do this. Yeah. You can do the two-handed grip, laying down the barrel. That's pretty cool. Good articulation on that front. That's pretty neat. And from there we have the final accessories, which are the beam sabers, of course. And those can be stored on the mobile suit, which is convenient. So I'll show you here. Basically, this calf armor slides up and out. So you have the beam saber inside of this. And if you want to show it partially deployed, there is another peg just above the first where it can hang out. Just like that. So you can show it reaching down and drawing the beam saber handles if you are so inclined. And with that in mind, it comes with 2 of these nice clear pink beams. Like that. Lay those out there. And 2 beam saber handles, both in the same place in the upper calf area. Alright, so in terms of posability, this guy is pretty great. Especially in the action poses. It looks plenty of aggressive on that level. Let's see if we can get the hand covers off again. It's the biggest challenge, right? Alright, so put the calf armor back on in place. We'll see what we can do with those beam sabers. See. Now I did notice when I was looking around online, there is a master grade ground Gundam conversion for this guy, which I think would be pretty cool to own at some point. See if I ever get there. Would be interesting. But I have to get through my own resin kits first, I guess, which could take me a while at this point. I'm trying to get this guy lined up. Sweet. Yeah, does the ground poses pretty good. Like I said, the bending toe really lends itself to lunging poses quite thoroughly. Accessories are fairly nice. Pretty simple loadout though. But it really gives you the gist of what the BD-2 is about, I guess. And first, I think it's time for a decent size comparison, so we'll get this guy straightened out. And toes flat. Straight up and down. And this guy is technically a gym by nature. Like I said, with all the ground Gundam comparisons, it's pretty much a gym. So we'll be comparing it with the Gym 3, which is just the latest unit that can still be directly called the gym, I suppose. So that's it. You can see where the Gym 3 is a little tiny bit taller, a little more bulky, heavy looking, I suppose. But really, I think the BD-2 comes across as quite a bit faster, especially with the beam sabers in hand, which is really all it's about. So, I think that is it for this review, and thanks for watching, guys, and try to tune in next time.